The Leetist Podcast, a podcast where we play games about video games. I am Kenny, joined as usual by Tim and Ryan, and today is our retro episode. So we have two special guests. Dwayne and JK are here as well. Full table today.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome. Thank you for being on our show.
Thanks for bringing us out of the video game retirement home.
Yeah. We went into a retirement home. We were like, all right, who knows games?
I think Dwayne's retired. JK, have you mostly retired, or do you just kind of play the good old fashions, or do you got some
I don't have any of the current systems, so I haven't got a PS5. I haven't got the latest Xbox, but I still do have an Xbox One and play that fairly regularly.
Okay, that's fair. There's a lot of newer games that are still being not made on the Xbox One, right? Am I wrong, or is that
you know what? If they're doing it, God bless them.
and Oculus, for that matter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Ooh,
The
boy.
future of gaming.
Yeah.
We have a slew of games to play today, all about retro games, retro-themed games, because we play games about games on the Leetist Podcast. If you want to come up with your own game, send it to TheLeetistPod@gmail.com, @TheLeetist on Twitter. Come up with an idea, a game show type game, a trivia type game, the kind of stuff we do here.
But not retro, because we've already got that covered.
Yeah.
But do whatever you want.
But retro, please. We'll take anything.
At TheLeetist on Twitter, where Tim also does daily trivia.
I do, and Dwayne currently kicks ass at Daily Trivia. It's neck and neck for our monthly trivia showdown between one of our listeners, Jab something. I can't remember his numbers off the top of my head. And Dr. Worm 75. Sorry for doxing you there, but that's right. That's what's happening right now.
I'm coming for you, Jab.
Is this a conflict of interest at this point?
Probably, but who gives a hell?
Yeah, he's like, all right, you're having that guy on.
Say, yeah, we can get him on sometimes.
Yeah,
Hey,
come
you want to be
on
on the show? Hey, man, let us know.
Message us, man.
Jacob, right? Jacob, hey,
Jacob,
what's
you're
up,
good
buddy?
people, man. We like you.
Let's play some games.
Yeah.
You guys want to play a game?
Yeah, let's get
I
right
will
into
I
it.
have a game for you guys. Let's play a game called the News Game. I am just now realizing that the first two songs that people hear when they listen to our podcast feature me laughing somehow.
Oh, yeah. Well, the main theme is kind of hidden in the background a
It's
bit.
true.
But,
Oh, God, I just gave myself away.
it almost sounds like a sound effect, honestly.
it does sound like
That's
something.
an Easter egg for our listeners.
I mean,
That's true.
the reality is you're so dour most of the time. So hearing you laugh at all is really unusual.
If anyone knows Tim off mic, that guy just fucking steams after a while. He's like, I'm
the
fucking
song,
over this.
The theme song, it really does not sound like a laugh. It just sounds like, that's why I used it, because it just sounds like whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
But it is actually
Well,
Tim
sometimes
laughing.
you gotta laugh that hard that you can't breathe, and then
It's
you
like
just
a
go
French
really high
ambulance.
Yeah. I always like the laughing until you're crying kind of thing. That's always
That
fun.
happens fairly often on the show. Okay, so this is the news game. This is rapid fire, fill in the blank questions. We're going to pit two players against each other. 4 questions for one player, then 4 questions for the other player, and then a break in between those two questionnaires to talk about the news that we're covering in the game. Does that work?
I understand it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sorry, I won't bring
It's
it up
been
again.
38 episodes. I don't know.
Well, maybe somebody's listening for the first time. They didn't know how this works. So fuck you guys. All right. So I'm going to pick a representative from the host team and a representative from the guest team. And I'm going to do that with the trusty flip of the coin. So host, Kenny. Ryan, have you been practicing?
Yes.
You going to try to prove yourself?
Yes, please.
All right. Call it in the air.
Tails.
It is heads. You haven't been practicing.
I actually said it before you flipped, so
Okay,
I haven't
fair.
been practicing.
That's a good way to do it, though. That's a good way to set it up. So that'll be Kenny representing the hosts, and now we have to go between JK and Dwayne. Who wants to call it? I'm going to call. I'm saying, okay, guys, call it for who's going to call it. Okay.
Oh, boy.
All right, so JK's going to call it. Ready?
Yes.
Go.
Heads.
It is heads. So we've got Kenny versus JK
I'm seeing a pattern.
for the news
Look,
game.
we figured this out a long time ago that our only source of currency, which is that coin for the show,
Is double-headed.
usually is just heads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is 2020 Tails, so it's good to bank on it.
Yeah.
It's good joke.
I thought it was
good
the year
juju.
of tails this year, and it still has been more heads.
It's just more Sonic bullshit.
I know.
Year of Knuckles.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
All right, Kenny, why don't you go first? You can show JK how it's done. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Go. Rumors are heating up regarding Sony's version of Xbox's blank, though apparently we're unlikely to see the same caliber of day one releases.
Game Pass?
Correct. Sony also just issued an update for the PS5, testing the ability to control the PS5 with your blank.
Voice?
Correct. Abandoning their own engine, Blank announced their next game in their hit series will utilize Unreal Engine 5.
Oh, I know this. It's Witcher?
CD Projekt Red, that works. The developer behind the Bloodborne demake announced they're making a new game in the Bloodborne universe, a blank game.
Tabletop?
Kart racing.
Kart racing.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know.
I saw that and I was like, yes.
That sounds awesome.
You got 3 out of 4,
Thank
but
you.
that's not the best part of what just happened. The best part was the look of fear on JK's face. Yeah. And then Dwayne looking at him to try to, try to
Which one
reassure him.
is it? You're going?
Yes. Yeah.
Good luck, Jake.
This is just incredible.
Can I help him?
Can I have news
Yes.
from 1986
Okay.
instead? Would that be?
JK, I'm
That
on your
would have been a great idea, and I wish I had thought of that beforehand.
JK, I'm going to be on your team
okay,
for,
we'll mind meld
for
over
our
this.
part.
You guys work together. Okay,
But
that'll work for me.
PS5 getting
Still,
voice
3 out of 4, Kenny. Well done.
Yeah,
you.
voice
Thank you.
activation for PS5, like using the
So turn on
remote,
PS5.
using the controller
I
because it
assume
has
so.
a microphone in there.
No, that wouldn't work, right? Because the controller by default is off, right?
The mic?
The mic.
Yeah, you could turn it on though, right?
Right. So it would probably have to be the PlayStation listening to you.
Wait,
Right?
how would the PlayStation listen? Is it
know.
listening to us?
It
I'm
might be.
really happy. I really need more devices in my house listening to me.
PlayStation.
Actually,
Please order toilet paper.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic, but I love the devices in my house that listen to me because they make my life easier. So I don't really mind.
I actually wouldn't mind if they had an Alexa app for PlayStation where I'd just be like, I'm playing a game. I'm like, oh yeah, I need this. Hey, order this, whatever, while I'm playing.
Yeah.
I bet it's the controller. You just have to turn
The
it
controller?
on. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, CD Projekt Red, the new Witcher game is going to use Unreal Engine 5 instead of their own own engine, which they used for Cyberpunk.
Did any of our guests play The Witcher? Witcher 1, 2,
I played
3?
Witcher
Or watch
1
the show.
and a little bit of 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tabbled.
Dabbled in The Witcher.
JK, for the love of God, emote.
I know you can.
I know you can. I've seen you do it.
The main games in this show will be all retro. But, but with the news, we have no choice but to do news.
Otherwise, I'd have called the Olds game.
Yeah, exactly.
Oldies but goodies.
Nobody would want to listen to that.
They made a Bloodborne demake, which looks like PS1 graphics, and now apparently the same developer is taking that same setup and making a kart racing game with Bloodborne for no fucking reason.
Okay.
And people are all over it.
I hope that becomes a trend, though, for like
turning more games into kart games.
Well, no, I mean, like, so you know how like people are like, the 8-bit retro gaming came back, that art style. So let's bring back the PlayStation graphic art style.
No.
I feel like it's significantly more worse than
I
making
disagree with that.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is pretty gross.
All right.
There's a charm to I think there's charm to like older games that, were comfortable in their own skin. I don't think PlayStation ever really got comfortable in its own skin. It was a time of transition to like where we are today.
Would you say that a 64 like graphic style over a PlayStation graphic style would be a little bit more accessible to like
Yes.
players? Really?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, explain, JK.
Well, now that said, given my position here as a retro gamer, I would love to see a reboot of Jet Moto off of PlayStation. I think that was a fantastic
This
racing
guy's
game.
got my back. Jet Moto was a great game.
Did I say it was bad?
I don't know.
Oh, thought you're like pointing it out. Like, see, this guy says that's a good idea. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I did.
Was it Jet Moto 2? That came out on the PlayStation as well. Yeah, Jet Moto series was really good.
That's
The
one of
only
the
reason I
first
brought up
played,
this rumor this time around is that Sony's that multiple sites are reporting that it sounds like this Sony announcement's coming soon.
Spartacus?
What they're doing with Spartacus.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
next week, yeah.
Yeah, so I really hope that they do give us something, and it's not going to be, hey, this is a separate package. You got to pay another $50 or whatever for this package. As long as you have PlayStation Plus,
Got to pay $50 for this package.
Yeah.
No, all the rumors where they're combining everything into one and just having different tiers like Xbox is doing. I think.
Yeah. I like that idea too. Like subscription services are the way of the future. I totally dig it, and I'm glad Sony's going to do it.
The question is, will they have day one exclusives as part
They
of?
said it seems unlikely that they'll have the same caliber of day one exclusives. I think it's because, and this might have to do with that Adam Ruins Everything video that I watched. It's totally rotting my brain, where he said that Microsoft is simply doing this because they have so much money
Yeah.
that they can afford to just say like, fuck it. You know, like let's just give out everything as day one passes. That's tougher for a company the size of Sony, which, you know, is still large, but is not Microsoft large. So,
I wonder if it's going to be, as opposed to that, it'll be a plethora of backwards compatible games like PS3,
Right.
PS2 stuff. And
Yeah.
I'd be happy with that too.
That would be nice to see.
All right.
Well, so
Well,
now
Kenny
it's
got
time
3
for
out of 4.
Ryan and JK to work
all right,
together.
JK, here we go, bud.
But I want you to alternate.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too easy
Do you
otherwise.
want the first question?
Counterclockwise or
Counterclockwise will work. Yeah, sure.
That hurt my brain.
Ryan, you get to be kind of like my bullpen relief pitcher here. So if you see me struggling, just dive in.
We'll say that I want Ryan, I want JK to go first and Ryan to go second. Okay, and then JK to go, and then Ryan to go. Does that work?
Sure.
Alternating frequencies here. Ready, go!
Wonder Twin Powers.
Utilizing the game's incredible popularity for a good cause, Blank has raised over $70 million so far for humanitarian relief funds for Ukraine.
Ubisoft.
No, Fortnite. GDC was this past week. This past week was given the award for Game of the Year at GDC. A card game, video game was.
Inscription.
Correct. This week we saw a trailer for the upcoming Blank game, a hauntingly fun 4 versus 1 multiplayer shooter.
Godzilla.
Ghostbusters.
Start with a G.
Nintendo out for blood on protecting their property, this time issuing takedown notices for scanned copies of a 25-year-old Super Mario 64 Blank.
I don't know.
Cartridge?
Strategy guide.
Like the original Super Mario Brothers?
Super Mario 64.
Oh.
Yep, 25 years old. The original Super Mario's is significantly older.
64. The original strategy guide is going.
Somebody scanned it and put
That's
it
cool.
online to distribute to people. And
That's
there's
cool.
takedown notice. You guys know question 4 is not necessarily good content.
I thought it was amazing.
But that's how out for blood that Nintendo is,
Oh,
man.
you must not fuck with Nintendo.
Yes.
Like and even like in the emulation scene, that's a hardcore rule. Like, just don't mess with it.
From an early onset of Nintendo getting into the industry, you didn't fuck with them because they actually controlled like what was going to be in those stores. And if you fucked with them, your shit wasn't in their stores. Those stores started like taking hits.
You know, in studying for trivia for this show, I found that you can
fucking do it.
You can find any Nintendo Power in PDF very easily on Google, just real quick.
That's true.
So maybe me saying this out loud on a podcast right now will get the Nintendo
What was your
police.
favorite
Way to go,
Nintendo
Kenny.
Power? What was your favorite Nintendo Power?
We did get the Nintendo Power, my
Yeah.
stepbrothers and I, but I don't really remember it.
It was
I like the one that had the decals you could put on your Game Boy.
yeah.
No, that's
I don't remember
nice.
what else was in that
That's
one,
nice.
but I still have that Game Boy. And I think Angry Video Game Nerd has the same decals on one of his
Earthbound
Game Boys.
had a scratch and sniff portion in their Nintendo Power article, and their marketing was so weird. It was this game stinks was their kind of marketing.
I like
trying
that.
to go for it to make it weird. But I will say that I think that the claymation Mario 2 cover
that's the
is
first
one
one.
of my favorite. It was the first one. It's one of the best covers of any magazine I've ever seen. And I watched a lot of Playboy. Anyway.
GDC said Inscription's the best game of the year. Game of the year. Isaac is
agree.
actually at
I
GDC
agree.
last week. So
I agree.
And finally, not It Takes Two. Fortnite, as only in like day 3 or 4 of we're donating all of our Fortnite funds we make this week to Ukraine. It's already up to $70 million.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's
That's
Fortnite.
fast.
Humanitarian relief. Yep. Ghostbusters games. Did you guys watch this trailer? Have you?
I
Yes.
did, yes.
Okay.
I'm excited.
It looks really cool, JK. For what it's worth, I'm going to look at
you're
you
gonna like
directly. You play as Ghostbusters, and one player plays as the ghosts, and you have to go bust some ghosts. I mean, come on. And it's got voice acting from
Yes, it has
Ray
Dan
and
Aykroyd, and
What's Dan Aykroyd's character's name?
Ray Stance.
Bankman.
Vankman.
No.
Bankman is Bill
Bankman's Bill
Murray.
Murray.
Egon.
Ray Stance.
Ray Stance.
Ray Stance,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So yeah, it's got voice acting in that from the original.
Apparently
cast,
it's also
too, which is cool.
canonical. They're saying
Yeah.
it's like
Well,
part of the ghost,
So
like
the 2000
literally part of the story.
The 2011-2012
Yeah,
one was too. And if this game is anywhere close to how great that game was, we're in for a treat.
Oh, perfect.
But they had the voice acting in that one too. They got Bill Murray back for that one. Yeah, that was Yeah.
Aykroyd has said he considers that part of the canon.
Yeah?
and
Okay. I
it
dig
fits
it.
the storyline really well. It's great.
I dig that. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's it for the news. Kenny, congratulations. You won the news game.
Thank you.
We got one.
Right.
We got one.
I think we got two. Did
No,
we get two? One?
we got one.
All right,
I probably
well,
would have failed pretty bad on your. I might have got a couple of those, but I think mine was easier than that one.
good for you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That's fair. So that was one game. I don't know if we got any more. Kenny, do we have any more?
I have another game.
What you got?
Are you, any of you, smarter than Elite Gamer? I should say before we start this game that I've done this every show, so I cannot pass any more time without doing this to tell you guys that today you are all the Jackie, Tito, Jermaine, and Marlon to my Michael.
Oh, okay. I noticed that she had a Wikipedia page up, but I couldn't see which one it was. Oh, man.
Hold on.
amazing.
I don't know this
Who's
reference.
who?
Do you know what
I
this
do not.
reference
Yes.
is? What is
Everybody
this
else knows
reference?
this
The
reference than you.
Jackson 5.
Are you kidding me?
Come on, Ryan.
When I say Tito and Marlon, you don't know who that is?
Tito, give me a tissue.
That's crazy.
I know who Bubbles is.
Bubbles Jackson?
Yes. Wasn't that his last name?
That was him. That was his child with Lisa Marie, right?
Yeah.
Bubbles. I
Oh,
think that's
I
right.
thought it was one of his monkeys.
That's blanket.
It was one of his monkeys.
I cannot
But
handle this right
wouldn't
now.
the monkey's last name have been Jackson?
It depends
Monkey
on
Jackson?
whether he
Only
officially
by
adopted
adoption.
him or not.
I've got 3 categories today, and are you smarter than Elite Gamer? I'll go ahead and split you guys up into teams. Dwayne and Tim versus JK and Ryan. I think our retro guests are going to be the main answerers, but if you guys want to give support, you guys can
We're going to need a name.
you can consult with each other.
A team name?
Yeah. Something retro, I guess.
The Retro Ramblers. Yeah.
Oh, my.
We're going to be the retcon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the Nesticles.
Nesticles.
Oh, I want that one.
I'm not going to remember those, so let's go.
It's Nesticles. Don't worry. Nesticles.
The category
It's
names.
Nesticles.
Nesticles.
We're Nesticles.
Nesticles.
You're not going to forget it now.
That works. I think, yes, we'll allow it.
I'm against that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I have 3 categories today. I did a little quicker, more condensed one. I know your 2 games are going to be a little bit meatier today, but I have 3 categories of 3 questions each.
Okay.
And the categories are, I got 2 classic ones. Put them in order, which we played on
them
Distinction.
in order.
I'm going to give you 3 things, and you're going to give me the order of them, and I'll tell you what order you're giving me. The second one is synonyms with all classic retro games.
All right, cool.
And the third one is called Retro Game Brews.
Aw.
Which
Hey, Retro.
might sound familiar because these questions were given to me to use on the show by our friend Ryan, a.k.a. Retro Game Brews at Gamers Week Podcast.
Hey, we love you guys. Thank you so much for helping us with this
You have
game.
a new follower.
Achievement unlocked.
We have got a new follower.
If we ever do get to the point where when we're on Twitter and we have new subscribers or Twitch and we get the new subscriber while we're doing it, we need to have that music playing.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
All right, Nesticles, call it in the air.
Heads.
It is a head.
That could not have worked out
If I've
better.
learned anything.
I am shocked that came
Oh
up
no,
heads.
I'm so easy to read.
All right.
Everybody knows I choose head.
Dwayne, put them in order, synonyms or Retro Game Brews.
I got to see what Retro Game Brews is all about.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Retro Game Brews, submitted by Ryan, a.k.a. Retro Game Brews. Alex Pajitinov, I think is how you pronounce that, creator of the game Tetris, named the game as a portmanteau of the Greek word tetra, meaning 4, and his favorite sport. What is his favorite sport?
Tetra and
Tennis.
tennis?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Yes. Could be. Sure. Yes.
Tetra tennis. Yes.
Tennis is correct.
Nicely
Amazing.
done. Well done.
All right.
That's
JK.
1 point for you guys, JK. Put
What
them
do
in
you
order,
think?
synonyms or Retro Game Brews.
I would like synonyms, please.
Okay.
Synonyms.
Good at these.
You guys know how this works. If the listeners don't, I'm giving them a name of a video game in synonym form. And my example is usually corrupt ingot for Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
Probably think of a better
It's like
one.
the
for an
worst
example.
one to
Yeah,
give
I
an
know.
example to.
That's pretty advanced.
Yeah.
All right, here you go, JK and Ryan. Cultivate, cultivated.
Grow.
Yeah, cultivate would be like like harvest. Cultivator. Yeah.
I know this one. I don't know about you, Dwayne. Oh, I totally
yet.
fucking know what this one is.
I'm still spinning.
Grown? Is that what you said? What was it? Cultivate?
Cultivator.
Cultivated.
Cultivated.
So could it be farming simulator?
That's a delayed reaction. Go ahead. Lose it so we can get this point.
Well, that technically would be correct.
Guys, we got like 2 other games to fit in here.
Okay, farming simulator. I mean, I would say those
Tim
are
and Dwayne.
synonyms.
What you got, Timmy?
Dig Dug.
Nice.
Dig Dug.
Amazing.
Cultivator. I'm trying to put the dots on that one.
Cultivated is the second one.
Cultivated.
All right, Dwayne and Tim. Team Nesticles.
That's right.
Nesticles.
I don't want synonyms.
Let's put them in order. Why not?
Put them in order.
Dwayne, I'm going to need you a lot on this one, so pay attention.
You guys are going to give me the release order of Atari 2600, Intellivision, and the Magnavox Odyssey.
It's the Magnavox Odyssey, the Atari 2600, and the Intellivision.
Yes,
Damn, dude.
Amazing.
All right. I'm out of my league.
JK and Ryan.
Ryan, you pick our category.
Let's put them in order.
Put them in order.
Let's do it.
Getting a little harder now. Release order of these games. Burger Time, Hogan's Alley, and Kaboom.
Kaboom would be first.
Burger Time was probably last. I think that was the more recent, is what I would assume. I'm looking at Dwayne because he's giving signals.
Hogan's Alley was a 20. Was Hogan's Alley a 2600 game?
Hogan's Alley was the one with the pistol, right? It came with a pistol. Well, you go to the arcade and
these are console releases, by the way, not cabinets. I'm sorry, I should've said that.
There was a pistol.
If I had to throw out a guess, I would
Do
say
it.
Kaboom, Hogan's Alley, and then Burger Time.
Done.
I'm sorry. Hogan's Alley is the newest one out of all those in 85. Kaboom, 81. Burger Time, 83. Hogan's Alley, 1985.
All right. Okay. All
Dwayne
right.
and Tim, Team
I
Nesticles.
wonder if it came out on the NES, and that's why I'm... Yeah.
Synonyms.
Synonyms.
Oh,
Tributary Incursion.
Tributary incursion.
Gift.
Tributary?
Yeah. Or like a
river kind of thing?
Yeah.
Stream?
River Raid. River Raid.
River, it sounds great.
Thanks for the river.
River Raid is correct. Yeah, guys, very good job.
JK, we got this.
JK and Ryan, put them in out of synonyms. Oh, Retro Game Brews.
Which one do you want?
Retro Game.
Retro Game Brews. I think you guys will get this one. Submitted by Retro
He
Game
believes in us.
Mega Man is an extremely popular franchise developed by Capcom. However, in Japan, it is known by a different name. What is he called in Japan?
You don't know?
No clue.
Oh, Rockman?
Rockman.
Amazing.
Yeah, I play my games in America. No.
I thought this was America. All right. Dwayne and Tim.
I like the randomness of the Retro Game Brews.
I do
Go for
too,
that again?
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Also appreciate his verbacity. Is that the right thing?
Yeah, sure.
That is a
word.
word.
I like it.
I don't know if it's
What's
the
the
appropriate
synonym
word.
of that?
So I had
Talk
mixed
a
them up.
latitude.
In the ones he submitted me, I mixed them up and did medium and then easy, and now this is hard. So here you go.
Okay.
Buckner and Garcia, capitalizing on the video game craze of the early 1980s, wrote a song that peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States in March of 1982 about what arcade game?
Lame.
So they had several songs that actually made it to the Waffle House jukebox, but the arcade
sit back
game that
here
they're
and let
known
Dwayne
for
talk.
is Pac-Man Fever.
Pac-Man.
Amazing.
Fever.
You know,
Is that the right
it's-
song?
He said
is
the
not.
answer was Pac-Man, but I'll just trust you, Pac-Man Fever.
It is
Mike.
Pac-Man
Also-
Fever.
That's what the
Pac-Man
song was about?
Yes,
okay.
that was the
Gotcha.
title.
Wait, was
I believe I said Pac-Man Fever.
Sure,
Was-
I'll take it.
that was the name of the song, right?
That was the name of the song.
Oh, that was the name of the song. I thought you were saying that it was about the game Pac-Man Fever, like it was an addition I didn't know.
The song is literally
about.
Pac-Man Fever.
Got a
Got it.
pocket full of quarters and I'm heading to the arcade.
Keep going, guys. Keep going.
Actually, one of my
glad that both of you are on this
one of my favorite facts about them is that they did the Wreck-It Ralph theme song.
Did they really?
Yes.
That's
that
really
is a
cool.
good fact.
Well, one of them, I think
that.
one of them passed, but one of them was
That makes me happy.
Would you
I'm glad
think
to hear
that's
that.
the best video game tribute song? Like a tribute to a video game?
How many are there?
No, there are.
There's
gotta be several.
Pinball Wizard. That's about pinballs.
I mean, Pinball Wizard. If you're going to count that is the best.
I win.
I gotta assume that Pinball Wizard was like an analogy
For
the
drugs.
same way as like Squeezebox was.
Sure.
Or Acid Queen.
Yeah, or Acid Queen.
Well, I think you guys have proven yourself to our friend Ryan over at Retro Game Brews, who submitted these questions, since not only did you know the answer, but you sang the frickin' song. So there you go. Back to JK and Ryan.
Is that all for the category?
like retro game.
Yes, Retro Game Brews is gone.
Thank you, Retro.
I don't want to put them in order again.
I don't want to synonym, but you choose synonym.
I say do the
synonym.
Yes.
Ditch drop.
Ditch drop.
Oh, I know this one.
How much time we got?
Oh, so much.
These fools. We're very practiced in synonyms. Me and Dwayne are.
I'm something fall. What's fall?
Pitfall.
Jesus Christ.
Amazing.
JK, I was about to lose faith in you, my dude.
Thank you for meeting me halfway there.
I'm glad you got it, because I was thinking Canyon Bomber, which I think also might work.
Hey, I think one of the ones we did kind of
like that.
The farming simulator kind of.
How many got left on synonyms?
This is the last question in the whole game, Tim.
Oh, the whole game.
Last question.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, we were done with putting them in order.
Ready.
Put them in. No, this is the last question in the whole game, which is put them in order.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
It is time.
Here we go. Give me the order that these things appear on screen in Mario 1.
Oh.
If you were walking
like
to the
this.
right,
I like this.
the order that you see them, they appear. Pipe, brick block, question mark block.
Brick block question. This is Tim. Just making sure. I'm going to say brick block question mark block pipe.
I agree with that.
I'm sorry. The first one is the question mark block. And then the brick block.
I'll be
Wait,
goddamn.
is it really though?
It
Because
is.
it's that triangle. It's that triangle looking.
Don't you think, since I made this question, that I looked at it?
Yeah.
This seems like the perfect time for Ryan to question the Game
Oh
Master.
no, I'm thinking about it because I think the first one is
that
like
could
you.
be right.
Well, the first enemy you see is a Goomba.
Yeah.
right?
That's true.
Team Nesticles wins. Are you smarter than Elite Gamer?
You said Snesticles, right?
Yeah, that's
said
good. I'm
Nest.
now looking at a picture of the screen, and yeah, it's definitely a question block.
Thank
first.
you.
I like that I was
Is it
wanting to
coins,
challenge. I wanted to challenge after we'd already won. No, it's not good enough. We need all the points.
Can we please humiliate JK more?
Oh, my God.
boy.
Having more points.
All right, guys. So
I would like more points, please.
So far, we've had our news game, we've had our league gamer. Now we got to talk to you guys. We're gonna put you on the spot. Okay, so here's some very hard hitting questions. Tell me about some of your favorite games from when you were teenagers.
So I always think of Legend of Zelda on the NES as one of my go-to games. Something
I love the
remember
staying
playing
power of that game, too, because
it's still so good. It's still so replayable. So that was always a solid one for me. Going to the NES era, I guess it was Mortal Kombat 2, which got me into the 16-bit system.
Oh, you didn't like one?
I went, no. Well, no, wait, hold on. Let me go back. I went and got my Genesis on Mortal Monday, which was Mortal Kombat 1, and then 2 came out and just kind of changed everything.
Yeah.
And you wanted the Genesis because you wanted the blood, right?
You wanted the
wanted the red blood.
Yeah. Now looking back, I would have probably gone with the Super Nintendo. But at the time, with being a college student with all kinds of free money, I was like, that Genesis is mine.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
I have good memories of playing Mortal Kombat 2 in the arcade with my dad, and I don't know if I told this on this show before, but there was a big line of people. You put the quarters up on the thing.
Yep.
There was a kid that was beating like everybody, like a teenager, and I was like 12 or 11 probably. And I put my quarter up there and waited and went. He beat like 8 people in a row.
Yeah.
And I finally got up there and picked Baraka and just like spammed cheesy ass. And I beat him, and he was so pissed.
Hey, you do what you got to do. I can remember when 2 came out at the arcades. You couldn't go learn anything, right? Because it was constantly you would go and you would get beat by whoever was on the machine.
Yeah.
I found a Walmart when I was at Chattanooga at college. 12 o'clock at night, I would go and I would just take a roll of quarters. And I would play every character.
That's incredible.
And Melina came out as my favorite on that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
wow.
Nice.
It's also super hot. Sorry.
Melina.
We
Yeah.
want to talk about that.
Same race as Baraka.
What about you, JK? What was your teen years of gaming like? What stands out?
I hate that I missed this question because Dig Dug was probably my go-to in the arcades.
yeah.
I
That was
watched
my
you
big
play
hit.
Dig Dug. You're
Yes.
pretty incredible at Dig
thank
Dug.
you.
a great
Dig
game.
Dug, Gauntlet, Dragon's Lair, those were all really high on my list. cheesy as it was, Journey's Escape was also really great. I got into.
I just realized that was a game. Like we have a barcade here in Nashville, and JK was showing me some of the arcades, and there's a Journey arcade game, and I was like, "What the hell?"
But Journey Escape is the 2600 one, right?
I think the one in the arcade is just called Journey.
Yeah, they're two similar but different games.
Yeah. Home gaming, Legend of Zelda was a big one for me when that first came out. A lot of computer games, so I leaned pretty heavily into Ultima, into the Zork games, and Phantasmagoria.
So good.
Leisure Suit Larry and the Land of the Lounge Lizards.
You know, I've gotten into some of the Leisure Suit Larry's here. It's a little rough to get into from being like a new school gamer kind of thing. Go back into it, and also there's some things that would not fly in pleasant conversation today.
It's a weird series where the earlier games may be better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I did 7, I think. Love for Sale.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was pretty fun. I think my favorite thing is clicking on the dildos that are hidden on the screen and just, yeah, baby. And then they just start hopping through the screen while this music is playing.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah. It's like candy cane shaped, too.
Yeah, I've
I don't
never
know
played
why.
one.
Dwayne, what was the first arcade game you ever played?
Battlezone.
Battlezone.
Yep.
Okay.
Battlezone.
What was Battlezone? I don't even know what Battlezone is.
Battlezone is a
tank game, right?
Yeah, it's a vector game. It's in my memory, it must have been a cabaret because I can remember like I didn't have to look up at the screen, so it must have been a smaller cabaret machine. But yeah, I just took Reese by the store. Is Sunflower local information gets you local work, right? But yeah, I took Reese where that place was. I was like, that's where I played my first video game.
Yeah. Oh man,
awesome.
that's super dope. This was like, I mean, were you like frequent arcades, right? It's like, this was like the thing to do. Like I saw you guys playing next to each other at that barcade in town. I was like, I feel like these guys are in their element right now.
What was it like?
Mine was at a bowling alley. It was Lunar Lander was the first game that I played.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lunar
Bowling
Lander
alleys
is
were great.
freaking tough, man. That game, I do not because it's all physics based.
Yeah.
It's like you got to get the right kind of like trajectory to be able to do that. What is it like? I've never experienced this. Waiting in a line to play an arcade game. Like, what was that like?
Somebody didn't have Aladdin's Castle growing up. I mean, fucking line to play Time Crisis a number of times.
Kenny kind of called it out. You know, the popular games at the arcade, you had the line of quarters across the console where you were saving spaces trying to mark your spot to come in.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat were certainly the
So
two
do the
heavy
arcades
hitters.
literally have a rule though, where it's like, because what if the person's like, "Oh, I'm not done playing. I'm going to put more quarters
No,
in."
right.
Like,
It was the rule of the street.
it's a rule. Would they beat you up if you were like, "I'm going to"?
It was frowned upon. You knew the rules. You knew if you got. And to me, I never saw that a lot on regular arcade games. But fighting games especially was like you put your quarter up. And when you got beat, you went to the back of the line. It was just the way it was.
Yeah, this was not a rule of the arcades. It was like a street rule.
Because like from an arcade owner's perspective, they're like, well, if you're just going to sit here and put quarters in, I don't care. I'm making money. Like, I wonder how that etiquette became commonplace etiquette of like, hey, put a quarter there. That's representing me saving my spot, and I want to go. Like, someone had to have started that.
Let's meet that guy.
Yeah. Was it you, Dwayne?
Like you guys have kind of seen games, not necessarily from their inception or anything like that, but you've seen a lot of evolution of games over the years. You know what I mean? I mean, like a lot. I know what impresses me, or what has impressed me in my life of some of the most like innovative, developments that have happened in gaming. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys think of as some of your like your big wow moments, or the things that you've looked at? Not that this would be different for anybody else, but I'm just curious what your opinions are.
Strangely, it was some of the simple stuff. Like when you first look at the first games that I played, Asteroids, Lunar Lander, these were black and white games, just simple line art, and that was it. Space Invaders at the time, there were even some deluxe cabinets that the game itself was black and white, but it had a little colored plastic overlay, so that the invaders changed color as they went down the screen. I remember when Tempest came out. Yeah. And this was groundbreaking for me, not only because it had this new control that spun in a circle and you moved around this outer perimeter, but it was all vibrant color. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. Look at what they can do with that. And now you look at that and it looks like, your fourth grader can probably program that. But
sure.
Seeing some of the big storytelling elements come into games, seeing some of the open world elements come into gaming, has probably been the biggest thing that's blown my mind. Yeah. I'm horrible at those games. I don't have the patience for them. But when you look at something like, an early Grand Theft Auto 3, or something like that, where you just kind of ventured out and did your own thing. That was a whole new concept for gaming for me.
Yeah.
Seeing Dragon's Lair for the first time in the arcade was pretty spectacular because you went from something that was either vector based or pixel based to like full animation, and not only just animation but Don Bluth animation on top of it. Right, it's beautiful. And then playing, of course, then you play Dragon's Lair. You're like, what is this? Is this game broken? What is happening? And at our local barcade, I have seen so many people go to Dragon's Lair now, and they just don't know what's going on. Because it's all very.
I did not know what was going on when I played Dragon's Lair.
It doesn't tell you anything when you start up that game.
But it never did.
But I wonder what came first. Don Bluth, like they were like, we need Don Bluth to do animations, or were these throwaway animations that he was doing, or like cartoon things that he was doing, and they're like, oh, we like that, we need to make a game. Like I feel like they started with Don Bluth, and then they probably worked the game.
So I don't know a lot about the history of that particular Laserdisc game, but I know there's one. This was a Grail game for me growing up, but Cliffhanger, which is based on Lupin the Third cartoon, and so they just took old animation and they recycled it into a Laserdisc game.
Not the Sylvester Stallone Cliffhanger.
No.
It's if you've ever seen the anime Castle of Cagliostro, right?
Yeah, that's
it's
the
that
biggest
movie.
basis.
They actually took that movie and segmented it into making a video game out
There's
of it.
a second movie that's kind of put in for cutscenes too, but Castle of Cagliostro
So glad we're
is the
pitting you
big
guys
one.
against each other later. It's going to be
I
amazing.
think it's interesting that you brought up you didn't know what it was like to wait in a line in an arcade, because we're right on kind of opposite sides of this, and you guys, your earliest like gaming memories were probably arcades, and ours were home consoles, right? Mine was.
I have arcade memories and stuff, but it was like, you go there for a party.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And you go do party
I would
time
go
at
to
the
that
arcade.
machine that had the light going around in a circle, and I tried to hit the freaking button to
All right,
get in the
kids,
center.
everybody eat some pizza and see how they used to game.
The first thing I remember playing, like the very first thing I remember playing from as far back as I can remember, is Kaboom.
Yeah.
And I don't know, was it the Atari that had the option for the spinny?
Yes.
Yeah, that was, my grandmother was amazing at Kaboom. It was the only game she played.
Your fucking parents and grandparents have strange and amazing tastes.
No, my
in
mom
games.
only played Adventure Island, and my grandmother only played Kaboom.
Kaboom is still such a great game.
I've never played Kaboom. I've never even heard of Kaboom.
Oh, dude,
so.
you have the wheel, and you have a bucket at the bottom, and the wheel makes it go really quick. So you have to be like, go to the right, go to the left, and spin the wheel, and you're catching bombs, and they're coming down super fast. So my grandmother was like nuts going at this fucking thing.
I miss about a controller that actually has a knob rotation, because like I feel like that's like something that is lost with regular controllers. You're just like, you're hitting regular buttons. Doing a different action, like it feels more interactive. Like Kaboom felt like, because I played that, I'm like, anything with a rotating wheel, I feel like I was actually rotating. It makes you feel like you're kabooming. And you really feel like a kaboom.
It was not as intuitive as you would think. Like today, like fighting the control of that thing was also part of the game.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
like Pong was the same way too, wasn't it? It was a
paddle controller.
Yeah, exactly.
So Atari had, there was a company called Swedish Erotica that made X-rated Atari games.
Hell yeah.
As X-rated as you can get on Atari.
I'm sorry, I would Google that one.
Yeah, but they had
Pixelated X-rated.
on the early days of eBay, I decided I really had to get one of these rare X-rated Atari games, and the one I found was called Beat 'em and Eat 'em, which is a Kaboom clone, which is great. Here's the premise: you've got a guy up top that's jacking off. Yes,
Yes.
and
Go
his
on.
semen is falling down the screen, and you've got two women at the bottom of the screen with their mouths open.
Oh my
And you
God.
have to use the paddle controller.
Wow.
This is for your grandma, Kenny. You need to let her know about this game.
But what you can say is that he's squirting water down, and the girls are trying to drink it.
My favorite thing in the game is the look of frustration on the guy's face as he's.
I can picture it. Yeah.
Did the face perfectly.
I will post that on Twitter. The face that I make, that the guy makes.
This was the
pretty great.
70s?
This was probably, Kaboom was 81, so I'm thinking this was
yeah,
probably
you're right.
82,
Okay.
83.
Yeah.
But the great thing about it is it came in this wonderful, like, pleather case. It is something else.
Wow.
I mean,
Did any of the reskins do it better in your opinions? The originals kind of thing, like keeping it relatively simple. I mean, I'm thinking Mrs. Pac-Man versus Pac-Man.
Oh,
kind
of course, Mrs. Pac-Man is the superior game. to
but is
Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man a reskin? Because they
It-
technically,
100%.
well, no, but they enhanced, so the speed increased, right? So it's not necessarily a reskin of it. It's a faster game.
No, not necessarily. There is a speed chip mod that is that's my preferred way to play. But no, the original Miss Pac-Man. The biggest difference was the Ghost had a pattern, or that you can get a pattern in the original Pac-Man. Yes, actually.
Can you say actually when on you before you correct me.
But
I appreciate it.
Everyone here knows this because I have talked over and over about it. But I just got a Miss Pac-Man arcade machine, which is like my dream machine.
Fucking rad.
And so I started learning things about how the ghosts behave in the machine. And there's oddities like the pink ghost targets kind of incorrectly, and you can not glitch the game out, but there's definitely some safe spots you can get to. I don't know if that was present on the original Pac-Man, but yeah. So I consider it a reskin. It's just a superior reskin. And there's great documentaries about I want to say MIT team who created that game.
And I watched one of the documentaries, and that's why I was like, well, technically they actually put a new chip in though for that, like, because what they were doing was they were trying to mod Pac-Man, and then they ended up with Mrs. Pac-Man.
What it is, yeah.
But like, I thought that they had done, I guess reskin, that does fall in the reskin territory. Yeah. So yeah.
I had just one more random thought. Or actually, kind of two, but I guess I shouldn't ramble too much with you guys.
I can do this all day.
I know you could. I know you guys could. This would be like the ideal episode for us to just like release 2 episodes because I'm sure we could.
Yeah, I made my game short for that reason.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
There you go.
So 2 things that I was curious about. One is, were there any games where, I'm sure there were, but what are some examples of some games where you were talking about how the pink ghost moves kind of thing, you know what I mean? Where you had to really like know the programming kind of thing more than, theme or anything like that in order to be successful at the game or to not waste all of your quarters on a single system. The things that you kind of like studied up on, I guess those are both kind of questions combined because in the same vein, I'm asking too, like, how did you learn things like in Dragon's
To be clear, that game is entirely pattern memorization. So once you've got it, you can run the whole game.
Right. Yeah. So is that just something you got on your own, or was there like, you talk to people about it
there
kind of thing?
There were no strategy guides in there.
Exactly. Yeah. So like you just kind of figure these things out by wasting your quarters on it, or do you talk to your friends?
You found the wizened old sage at the arcade that sat back and said, I remember when they came out with Pong. Let me teach you guys how to play.
I wanted to meet that guy, that referee, that old referee looking dude. Yeah. No, the one from that.
Walter Day. He's still around.
Day. Yeah. I've always wanted to meet Walter.
He's been down at Southern Fried Game Expo, so
I need to go. I would love to meet him.
I got to meet Billy Mitchell. Guys, listen, if you ever get a chance to meet Billy Mitchell, you must meet Billy Mitchell.
Get his hot sauce.
His hot sauce is delicious. It is unworldly. But going back to what you were saying, the greatest source of information and misinformation on arcade games and Nintendo back in the day was the playground.
Okay.
Because you would get really great tips like, hey, if you at the end of World 1, 2, if you run over the top, you can get to the warp zone. You would also get stuff like, if you drive forever in Battle Zone, you can go up the volcano and inside of it. Not true.
Not true?
But people would do it. Not true. But this is the kind of stuff you would hear.
Oh, man. But we would have that with regular video game consoles as well. There would be times where they're like, well, you have to do this action X amount of times. Or like how you got fucking Mew in like Pokemon Red and Blue. It's like, oh, it's underneath this truck over there. But
that was all over the place.
But the thing is, you have to do this first and you have to do that or whatever. And you got to, jerk off or something. And then you finally get Mew. It's amazing. And I'm just like, what the?
This is probably a question that is a standard trivia thing, but what is like the earliest game that started popularizing cheat codes?
Contra.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean that Konami code, right?
Yeah.
I think Retro would have more things to say about that. You should listen to a couple episodes ago. They were talking about cheat codes and kind of where they came from and stuff, and how what they were more for the developers kind of thing to be able to like debug their games and stuff.
Oh, that reminds me. One of the first things I ever found on my own without playground information. This is a very like weird slice of retro trivia. I had a Trash 80. That was my first. I wanted an Atari 2600. My parents were like, "But this is a computer."
Jacob's giving the thumbs up.
I got a Trash 80. One of the only licensed.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
A TRS-80 from Radio Shack.
Oh, okay, all right.
One of the only licensed games on that system was Poltergeist, which I thought was phenomenal. I grabbed it, and
like the Craig T. Nelson movie.
There you go. Yeah.
Like wow.
Yeah. So the first game, you're it's a maze, and there's 3 different games. So with the first board, it's a maze, and you're going to different houses in your neighborhood to pick up things, and there's cars and things coming down. I found that if you hold down the fire button, which has no action on that screen, if you hold it down, no cars come.
Oh.
And I was like, what? This is amazing.
Probably just overloading the memory, so it just doesn't.
Apparently
like,
it was a
legit
designer.
Cheat.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It had 4 kilobytes of DRAM. Oh boy. Oh, fantastic! I'm looking up TRS already because this is totally.
I had a Tandy PC which followed the TRS-80 because they tried to change the name away from Trash 80. And I remember I don't remember Poltergeist, but I remember one of my first games on that was called Tongue of the Fat Man, which was their fighting game. So,
Tongue of the Fat Man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, that is awesome.
Lots of
kind of
drugs
want
going on at the Radio Shack office.
Well, what else are you doing? Yeah.
Good shit, man. That was all like cool information, and I learned some things.
Very much
good.
so.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm going to look up Tongue of the Fat Man.
It had really fun graphics.
See if they have an emulator. I'm going to try it out.
Oh, I'm woken up at night sometimes like, I need to go look at this game that I suddenly remembered that I saw in a Radio Shack catalog. And,
Wow.
Yeah, in 83.
Hey, look at this woman that I saw in a Sears catalog.
We've taken too long talking about games. We've got to play one. God damn it!
Yes.
Whoa.
Kenny's getting a little
Kenny.
older.
Sorry,
Kenny.
if I go too long without playing a game, my blood starts.
Oh, my
boiling a
God.
little
Are
bit.
you okay?
Sorry.
Let's play a game then. Ryan, you got a game?
I have a game. It's called Retro Rally, and I have two categories. One is game music, and one is gameplay. And it's all audio based. You're going to hear it in your cans, as JK has so eloquently put it, because he is.
So, are there teams on this one?
It's just going to be JK versus Dwayne.
Oh, that's perfect.
But if they need it, you guys can call for a
we can
lifeline.
phone
I love it.
Right.
You
I
can
love
call
it.
for a lifeline. I will say this.
Unlimited lifelines because we're fun.
All right, unlimited lifelines because we're fun. Tim is dictating that. So basically, we're
I just
teams.
threw out the idea. You
All
can
right,
say no.
basically we're teams now. So
I would just like to say, when Tim issued the invite for this, I couldn't have been more excited. Up to the point when I heard, hey, you and JK will be versing off against each other. Because I am good at trivia, but if there is one person in trivia I fear, it is JK.
Just FYI, JK told me that he fears facing you in trivia. So you guys are equally matched in your fear of one another.
Fair enough.
Don't even worry about it. Just do your best.
I'm not sure how good of a lifeline I'll be with retro
Me neither.
stuff.
That's
Yeah,
the
we'll see.
best
I don't
part
know.
of this.
Yeah,
Like, we're
okay.
not going to help at all, but we'll at least be there.
Yeah.
okay, so two categories right now. It's going to be gameplay and music. And what I'm going to have you guys do is we'll flip a coin. Whoever goes first.
Heads.
That's fair.
All right, Dwayne's going
Pretty
first.
cool. That's perfect.
Hold on.
Heads.
It was
It was
of course.
heads.
There you go.
All right, so
He gets
Dwayne,
it.
I'm gonna give you. You choose which category. I'm gonna play an audio clip from that category. You're gonna tell me what game that belongs to. If you get it right, it goes to JK to choose. Well, we'll do the same category, different song. If you get it right, it will go back to Dwayne and back and forth and back and forth. Once one of you fails, then that other person gets the point.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Let me
That's
hear the-
very face-offy.
Yeah,
I like it.
I try.
I like it.
We're going to
Yeah.
see his face.
All right. What do you want?
I want to hear the sounds.
Do you want to hear gameplay? All right. They're all sounds.
Well, that's fair.
All right.
Like not music?
You
or
may
their
want to
sounds?
turn it down just a bit, just because,
Okay.
Sometimes. But here we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, JK's got like the smuggest look on his face right now, and it's amazing.
The one sound threw me off. There's
Still going. huh?
Wow.
I feel like at this point, it's just interrupting our thoughts.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. We can have it interrupt.
I'm going to hear River Raid.
That is incorrect. So it goes to JK.
I believe it's Missile Command.
That is incorrect. Both incorrect.
No.
Rampage. That was Rampage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a game I used to actually play a lot. I actually really enjoyed, just thematically speaking, Rampage quite a bit.
Yeah.
I
The
thought it was pretty
helicopter
fun.
coming
Yeah.
in was
Yeah.
like, I had some ideas until I heard the helicopter, and then I was
All
like,
right,
no,
JK.
new idea.
You get to start. Which category do you want?
Again, gameplay.
Gameplay. All right. Let's do this one. That was
awfully music-y.
Ooh. Do I know this? I think I know this.
It almost sounds like Pokemon.
I think I know this. Maybe
Is it
not.
Hudson's?
No.
Okay. All right, what you got? Come on, what you got?
I'm going to throw out Rolling Thunder.
That is incorrect.
I'll use Kenny as a lifeline.
All right.
I'm not very confident about this, but some of those sounds made me think Batman on NES.
Is that
the
your
original
answer?
Batman. Do you want to use it?
Yeah.
Sure,
We'll
That
try
is
Batman.
correct.
What the fuck? All right.
I cannot believe I pulled that out of my ass.
crazy.
All right.
Well done.
All right. So Dwayne
Well
has
done.
1 point. He answered
you,
it
Cammy.
correct. All right, Dwayne.
I've learned my lesson. Well, let's do music.
All right. This.
All right. I'm going to say Age of Empires.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect.
Okay.
What is that? Warcraft? I don't even know.
Jade Empire.
No.
Oh no!
It is Age of Empires 2.
Oh.
It is Age of Empires
That's
2.
dirty.
They have definite different sounds, so I had to play
What are you
that
gonna do?
one.
It's dirty.
All right, JK.
Stick with gameplay.
Gameplay. Oh, wow. All right. You guys. All right, here we go.
Do it, JK.
Donkey Kong Jr.
That is correct. Holy crap. All right. Good job. You got, so now it rallies over to Dwayne for this gameplay right here.
Wow, that was a big shift.
It was. It's probably burger time.
No. No burger time.
I know you didn't ask. That's why I threw out something completely unhelpful. What do you think?
City Connection.
No. So JK gets the point. JK, you probably know the answer to this,
It
right?
is Paperboy.
It is Paperboy. It is Paperboy.
Good one.
All right,
Very
so you
nice.
guys are tied 1-1.
All right.
Starting with Dwayne now.
Let's do music again.
Music again. All right.
Wow.
This is lovely, but I wish I recognized any of this shit.
I would 100% recognize this.
Yeah, you would?
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's. I'm going to say Mappy.
That is incorrect.
God. What you got, JK?
JK.
Can we play a little bit more of that? Is it Frogger?
No. Bubble Bobble.
Frogger 2.
I used to play Bubble Bobble like crazy back in the day. I would 100% get that one. All right.
Oh, my God.
Next one, it goes to
Which one does it go to?
yeah,
JK,
JK.
right?
JK.
Yeah, JK.
All right, we're keeping up here.
I got it.
Do I have to choose something? Is it?
Yes,
okay.
please. Yes, please.
Gameplay, please.
Forgot to.
Gameplay. All right. Here we go.
Just waiting for something to happen.
Sounds a lot like music. Getting screwed here.
Dragon's Lair. It's got to be Dragon's Lair. How is this not Dragon's Lair? Just say Dragon's Lair. You're going to win. Just do it.
Dragon's Lair. It's not Dragon's Lair.
It's not Dragon's Lair.
Idiot, what'd you listen to me for?
I'll say I did that one specifically for you, JK.
Oh, no.
That was gameplay.
That was music.
Oh, that makes more sense.
That's why I got screwed because I said gameplay.
No, you said
I'm a
music.
bad influence.
Did you say gameplay? Oh,
did,
sorry.
but
That's
did.
okay.
I didn't. Well, anyways.
Do you know what it is, Dwayne?
I do not.
Crimson Skies.
Crimson
Yeah.
Sky.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is JK's usually listening to podcasts when that music comes on, so
That's
he's
true.
has a hard time. Remember the music.
All right. I messed up on that, but that's okay. All right, Dwayne.
Let's do gameplay again.
Gameplay.
Give him music to equal it out.
Give him music. Should I do that?
Funny.
All right. This one needs to be turned down just a bit.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to say pole position.
That's correct.
I was so expecting, pole position 2.
Man, welcome to my world, dude.
All right. Back to Dwayne for JK for this one gameplay.
I can help you. I already helped him once.
We clearly know this one. We're singing the song.
What is it?
Well, I guess we're a lifeline. It's Punch Out.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is Punch Out, yes.
All right. Yep, that is correct. Back to Dwayne. This is gameplay. That's just part of it.
Huh. Yeah. Ooh. No. Contra?
It's I'm pretty sure it's NES.
I'm hearing the
it.
constant like
Yeah.
boop, 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 boop. I bet it's Contra.
I don't think it's Contra, but I don't have a better answer, so I'm going to go Contra.
It is not Contra.
It's Contra 2.
It's Contra 2. No.
Son of a bitch.
JK.
Too fast, two Contras.
Is it Double Dragon?
No.
All right, what is it?
Silver Surfer.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I thought Dwayne may know that one.
If it had been the right board, maybe.
All right, JK.
Play me a sound.
Sound, which is music.
I don't care which one you play.
Okay, I will play you a sound.
I know this. I don't know why, but I know this. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess.
Hey, call a lifeline if you want.
I have an idea, but I'm
What
not.
do you think your guess is? Don't tell him. Tell me.
My idea is Tetris.
You're wrong.
Okay, then let's go with yours.
It's Gauntlet, baby.
Gauntlet?
Gauntlet
Yes.
for NES.
It is Gauntlet.
okay.
Yes.
I don't know that I've ever played the NES version of this.
Oh man. That's what you hear every time you get hit. And the cartridge was black. It's like black and sleek looking kind of thing.
It was a Tengen. Yeah.
Yeah, super dope.
Okay.
That sucks. I don't even know what that game is.
All right, Dwayne. So they got it right. Hits back to you.
Okay.
Ooh, I think I know this if you
I
don't.
do too. My guess is Castlevania. Do you think?
Yes, but
Yeah.
I don't know which one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Castlevania.
No. No.
Is it really none
So
of
JK
them?
gets the point.
All right.
Oh,
What
well,
is
there you
it?
go.
What was it?
It was Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, man.
Nice.
I bet
That makes sense too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So JK 2, Dwayne 1 right now.
Holy shit.
Oh my God, JK.
Can we catch up?
So much pressure.
But you started that one, so Dwayne.
Let's do sounds.
They're all sounds.
All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna play some. We're not even gonna care. We're not even gonna care.
Okay.
At this point, guys, you're just getting sounds. All right. I'm changing it up.
It's Popeye. No, I take it back. I take it back.
Hold on a sec.
Wow.
Don't know.
That's it.
You should have gone with sounds.
Yeah, I should have.
You did sounds when you should have sounded. That's
Go for
really-
it, JK. I don't have that one.
Is it Burger Time?
That is incorrect. No, it is Joust for the NES.
Oh my God.
See, JK was just hungry, and that's what he was
Yeah,
asking.
that is it. Is it Burger Time?
Ryan has severely overestimated our skill.
So
my
Tim posted in
wheelhouse.
our thing, hey, make it as hard as possible. These guys are good. These guys are good.
My
So
wheelhouse
I
is
did.
not consoles though.
This
so
is
that's
on
no worries.
Tim, not on me. All right. Sounds?
Yes, please play a sound.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's Mappy.
Is that your answer?
That's Mappy.
That is incorrect.
I'm not even going to help you on this
Yeah,
one.
you should
You're
know
on your
this.
own on this one.
It's
big guy.
Mario 2.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
Mario too.
So I look at it, I was like,
You really
come on now.
want Mappy?
Mappy's a great game.
I'm going to
Mappy
go ahead
is
and
a
let you
great
know
game.
Mappy's not in.
Oh my god! Obviously, that's a failing
All right,
on
so now-
Ryan's part.
Really, that's just me. It's 2-2.
All
2-2.
right, for this next category, can we do a sound that's
Yes.
not Mappy?
All right, next one. All right, I don't even remember.
Dwayne's?
It's
Dwayne's.
Dwayne's. It's
Yeah.
Dwayne's.
Yeah.
Yep. Here we go.
Ooh.
This is pretty dope, though. Nothing else.
It just loops like this, so you're not getting much more.
Oh man,
It's something that's like near the tip of my tongue.
this,
but I
yeah, it's
don't
evoking
have it.
feelings
Yeah.
within me. So I know I've played it before.
Clearly, it's Top Gun.
Feelings.
No,
Don't listen to me.
Top Gun is more like do 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 do.
But then it goes.
Now I've got that song stuck in my head, so I've only ruined it for myself.
Ruined.
It's ruined.
What do you think, Dwayne? Come on.
Oh, Kenny Lifeline. What you got?
Tiger Heli.
What?
I have no idea.
Tiger Heli. I love it.
What was that game?
Tiger Heli. You don't know?
No. What? No.
I totally pictured Kenny as a small child playing a tiger game called Heli.
Nope.
Like,
And he
like
just
Tiger,
has that
like
in
the
his-
Tiger Electronic
Uh-huh.
games.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
god!
It's a helicopter game in NES,
It wouldn't even have music to it.
I think.
It is actually a game, Tiger Heli. I
Yeah,
never
yeah.
even heard of it.
Yeah.
JK.
Was
It's-
that Contra?
No, it was Mega Man 1.
Oh yeah.
Mega Man 1. All right, back to JK. JK.
Sound, please.
Yes.
That's Mappy.
See, now here's the thing. That's so
Now that's Mappy.
that's so obvious to me that I'm wrong. I believe it's Pac-Man.
That is incorrect.
I'll steal.
Well, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Is it Miss Pac-Man?
Yes.
What's the difference between the two of them?
That's the difference.
That's Pac-Man.
That's Donkey Kong.
That is Donkey Kong.
That is Donkey Kong.
I don't know.
Also Donkey Kong.
It's not, but the original Pac-Man is different.
These are all.
I like how
Donkey
you've
Kong.
got Mario.
Hold
as
on, I'll
like
pull it up
a
for you.
Background screen on your phone.
It's a kid playing NES in a dark room, just like my childhood.
Fantastic. Oh, lovely. Who's next?
I don't remember.
Hold on. I'm pulling up the original Pac-Man theme. Here we go.
Oh, that's nice.
That's it. Yeah.
I need
And it
JK.
just loops like
I need
that
JK
forever.
had a 50-50 on that. I was
Yeah.
just like, you get it wrong. You get it wrong.
You lose.
Good day,
Good
sir.
day,
Good
sir.
day, sir. All right.
I think that's Dwayne's turn to pick.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Dwayne's up. Dwayne, you want sounds?
Yes. Play me a sound.
All right. Here's a sound.
It's a fat guy walking.
It really does sound like that.
Fat Albert the game.
Oh man, I have no
Wow,
idea.
Ryan got some deep cuts on here.
Yeah, I mean, do a lot of these just like sound like you can feel them in your brain place? Kind
That
of thing?
Mega Man one for sure. It was
Yeah.
it was like in there tickling
In your brain
something.
palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
When I tell you the answer, you guys are gonna be like, "Yeah, I can see that."
I can
Yeah.
tell that we are gonna be friends.
It does
Yeah.
sound
It
like
does
that,
sound like
actually. Maybe they stole it from this.
I had an idea before we started talking, and now it's completely gone away.
All right. What was it?
Ah,
All right. Pass. Good.
yeah,
Go.
it's gonna be a pass. Just
Dragons keep.
Is this your time?
This is not my time.
Is this your time for Mappy?
It's not. It's definitely Ryan. Don't mess with me. That's not
Say it's
Mappy.
Mappy, dude.
It's not Mappy.
It is Mappy. No, it's not.
Oh, I got excited on his behalf, at least at the moment there.
We'll go. Animal Crossing.
No. You guys will be surprised. It is Oregon Trail.
That
is Oregon
Apple
Trail.
II style, because I would have felt like I would have recognized
You know,
that.
the issue with that is there's so many Oregon Trail games. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a deep cut.
All right.
This next one is Odell Lake.
Next sounds.
That's me. I'd like something audio, please.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Asia.
I found the most annoying song in
You sure
this
did,
game.
yeah.
and I wanted to share it with the world.
It's kind of a banger from bangers kind of thing right here. Is this on some weird system? Because I don't recognize what could make these sound effects.
It's arcade.
Arcade?
I'll start giving a little bit more hints. How about that?
Yeah, sure.
This is this is the first part of a series of fighting games.
Tekken.
Incorrect.
I'll go OG Street Fighter.
OG Street Fighter?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Oh, wow.
That is
Well
correct.
done.
That is Sagat's theme.
Oh, man, that is a deep cut.
It is a very terrible song.
That is also the strangest way I've ever heard somebody say his name.
Sagat.
Is it Sagat?
I've heard Sagat and Sagat, but
Yeah,
never Sagat.
never
Sagat.
That was new to me.
Oh,
I
boy.
like that.
You say tomatoes. I say tomato.
that
But
gets-
Ryan says tomato.
By the way, have any of you guys, I've never played it, the OG Street Fighter.
It was at a Carnival Shoes in Antioch when I was growing up.
I played it. I
a
played it
shoe
at Lake
store.
Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire, and it
No
was
shit. Really?
Yeah, there's an arcade that was right on the lake.
I used to visit there all
Yeah.
the Why have we never talked
There's
about
like some
this?
biker town
Yeah.
that's there.
Dude.
Yeah, there's an arcade. In
I
there,
used to go there,
and,
when growing up. Yeah.
There's something else after the podcast I got to tell you about that town too. But yeah, they had an original Street Fighter there, and I remember playing it and went like, "Wow, I like the second one way better than the
Well,
first
it
one."
was because it was like they were like little tiny, not tiny, but like the sprites were weird. Like they weren't like what they did with Street Fighter 2. It was more like third person.
To say that
Style.
game is to Street Fighter 2 what Godfather is to Godfather 2 is to insult Godfather.
I would-
That
yes.
game
Yeah, I
is
would absolutely agree.
not
It's
good.
would you say that it's amazing they made a second one after
It
doing
is-
that first one?
It is amazing that game like went on to the series that it became.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so Dwayne 3, JK 2 right
I like
now.
that. I like
All
those
right,
odds.
Dwayne's turn.
Dwayne's turn.
Dwayne's
Audio. You like audio? Here's audio.
I know this. Maybe.
This sounds incredibly familiar.
Oh, my.
You guys would definitely know this.
Yeah,
Are you going to give me the system?
it's
Sure.
It's NES, right?
NES.
Yeah. I'm going to say Turtles.
The first one?
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
Okay.
It's just a good beat.
Yeah.
Oh
It
my
is a very
God.
good
Well,
beat.
I
I'll
think
give you
this
that.
was that Konami or Capcom?
It was Konami.
Konami, yeah. They
Oh my
definitely
gosh!
had
Just
some
played the
sick
first
beats.
few levels of that game over and over.
That-
When
yeah.
you lose Donatello, press that reset button.
Yeah.
It's not going to get any better.
Also, you can hit the things that are the floor below you.
You got it right. Serves back to JK. JK. This is gameplay audio, because we don't care about what sounds we're doing. So.
It's Tron.
Yes,
All right.
You want to hear some of the other stuff?
Still Tron.
That's still Tron.
That's the light
That's the light
cycles.
cycles. All right. So here's the deal. Here's one last audio thing. So if you get it right, you
Pay the price.
You pay the price. No, if you get it right, then you're gonna get the point.
Okay.
If you don't get it right, JK's getting a point. You guys are going to be tied, and I'm going to freak out because I have nothing to do for tiebreaker.
Okay.
All right.
I'll Google something furiously.
All right. Here we go. I think Tim knows
I
this.
fucking love this.
I
There's
think-
no way that they know this. You're a
They-
dirty dog.
Dwayne would.
Yeah?
Yes.
What system?
If I give you the system,
Which should be a
it will
clue.
give you the answer.
Which is a clue. It's slightly better audio than NES, but lower quality audio than Super Nintendo. And it's the fidelity's too good for Game Boy.
Well, that just narrowed it down.
Now I'm all over the map now. I don't know where this
I mean, am I wrong?
You are absolutely right. Also, I'm so glad. I mean, of course you knew this one.
I played this game. I played this game specifically while listening to Deltron 3030 and listened to that album while playing this game. But I didn't mute either one of them. And I would just listen to this while Del was rapping
Yeah.
at me.
I know it's not it. I'm going to say Luigi's Mansion.
That is incorrect, JK. Can you?
I'm not lifelining this one. I know it too well. It's
That's
unfair.
true.
It's unfair.
So does that mean it was on the Virtual Boy? Is that what you're trying to?
I'm going to go ahead. Seeing that you said it out loud, yes.
Yeah, now I know what it is.
Yeah. Here's the problem. I don't know a single game.
That's
was on
why
a Virtual
I
Boy.
thought Dwayne would know this one
Yeah.
because he has a Virtual Boy.
I don't know it.
I have to call it shenanigans because JK got the system and I didn't.
So redeem thyself. What is it?
Is it Wario World, right?
Wario's Woods? I don't know the names either.
It's Wario something. This game sits on my shelf. I should have played it. It shits on my shelf. I clearly said.
What is it, Tim?
You should play it.
Yeah,
sometime.
Wario Land.
That is correct. It is Virtual Warrior Land. But
Game's
I mean,
legit.
regardless, you both got it wrong, but you had 3, JK had 2. Dwayne is the winner
Hey,
of the Retro Rally.
well done, Dwayne.
I was just stalling until I could remember which
That's
Wario
perfect.
it was.
So it's on your shelf. You've got a Virtual Boy. You've
Yeah.
got the game.
Yeah.
Have you played through it?
I have played it.
I highly recommend
Yeah, I'll
going through
probably sit
Warland
down now.
because it is
Fair
a
enough.
legit
Fair
good game.
enough.
If you can handle the lighting of the Virtual Boy or whatever,
Yeah.
it's a legit like fun platformer. Like it
It's-
holds up too.
It's surprising, like even listening to this audio, you could tell the background and the foreground audio. That was actually impressive.
I
Like
just realized I did that as League Gamer Trivia. Those
I'm
exact
sure.
sounds
I'm
as
sure.
League Gamer
I just-
Trivia, and nobody got it.
I was originally gonna do Waterworld because I
Oh.
knew Dwayne would probably know that.
love
I was gonna
Water-
do something for because that's why I did Crimson Skies. I'm like, well, he's played that game.
Even though I wasn't an official contestant in that, I'm very proud of myself for pulling
Yeah.
Batman
yeah,
out of my ass.
Batman was a good pull, dude. That was
Yeah.
like no one's gonna get this one.
I played that game a lot, actually. It was
Oh
fun.
yeah, that was great.
All right, guys. I think it's time to talk about our flavor of the week. Flavor of the week.
Yeah, Randy Newman on there.
You guys remember Flavor of the Week?
Yeah.
Yeah, Flavor of the Week
Yeah.
is where we talk about something from the past week that we really loved in media, specifically, or especially, or something related to the media that we're experiencing. Like my Flavor of the Week last week was Kathy. Because it had something to do with the media that I was playing. So, yeah, we're going to go just basically around the table and BS with each other and talk about our flavors. Kenny, you
always
never
start
go
it.
first. What's your flavor of the week?
Well, I have beaten Elden Ring.
Yeah.
At
Oh,
100,
congratulations.
At 165 hours. That is the pace I play Souls games, and that's what it came out to be for
I'm
me.
at like 130.
And the thing is, 165, 130, those are low numbers for some.
Those are rookie
some of the
numbers. You got to pump those numbers up.
Yeah.
Well, we have like a Discord channel for our latest pod, and we have an Elden chat, and there are people in there that are hardcore on their fourth playthrough.
My friend Mark has like 5 characters and a ridiculous amount of hours.
Yeah.
It's up like 300 plus hours. So
Yeah,
far.
yeah.
Insane.
You can easily do that in that game.
So 165 hours, there's still a bunch of stuff I didn't find. So I did finally get to move on to a new game. I am really enjoying Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's way better than I was expecting, actually. I was kind of expecting just it feeling a lot like Borderlands 3 with some magic-y stuff.
Does
but,
it feel like Borderlands 3's Borderlands 2 like Tiny Tina's?
Well, it feels like even more than that because I wasn't expecting the spells to be so heavy in the game. It's like I feel like I'm casting spells just as much as I'm shooting.
Okay.
So it changes the Borderlands style a lot for me, and I'm liking it a lot. Yeah.
And your
it's
spell
really
Are you guys
casting in
familiar?
that
You guys
game
play
is-
Borderlands or anything like that?
Oh,
You ever
yeah.
jumped into it?
The original Borderlands.
Yeah.
Quite a few hours on that. Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
Tiny Tina's Wonderland, it's a whole D&D adventure. There's also an overworld map now, too, where you're walking around doing stuff on the overworld map as well. And it's
They
just...
do the random encounters, don't they?
Yeah, they do have random encounters.
Like you walk around, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
you
I
go.
hate that a little bit.
But like
You can
it's-
punch them away.
But the thing is, it's done like Borderlands, right? It's so like you have to like when it goes in the random encounter, you get into this small little area where you have to kill all the enemies in regular Borderland fashion.
It's like an arena.
Yeah, it's an arena.
Yeah.
I don't think I would like that at fucking
Well,
all.
you can punch them away. It's pretty easy to punch them
Okay,
away.
there we go.
Anyway, yeah, I think it's really cool what they did. This is the most colorful. I can't talk.
You can do it.
Colorful
Doing it in
Borderlands.
the British
Try to
language.
say colorful Borderlands 3 times.
Colorful Borderlands 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah, he did it.
It's very like the whole fantasy element is awesome, and like her explaining the narrative of her DMing the game and things changing in real time while she's explaining it.
Bunkers
Like,
and badasses.
Yeah, she turns like a
That's
whole
the name
forest
of the
into a bunch of
D&D game.
mushrooms and
Okay,
stuff in the sky, and it's like all the colors are great, and the gameplay feels like Borderlands, but with way
But you've
more
been playing it
spell
solo?
casting. Yes.
Okay.
I always like those games way better.
I
Solo.
would play with you, man, but I mean, $60. I cannot justify that for that title. Like, honestly, it looks good.
I was just a really big fan of that DLC.
Yeah, I'm still doing Elden Ring.
And I can imagine, like, with how much is on the screen, like, Tim, this already happened in Borderlands 3. When you're playing co-op especially, there's a lot going on the screen. And in this game, it's even more with all the spells and elements. And I can't even imagine playing co-op, how disorienting it would be. But
it sounds exhausting.
Yeah, I still love these games solo, though. It's perfect to watch a TV show on my other screen or a podcast or something. And it's better than I thought, and I'm liking it. I'll keep mine short and sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Is this a standalone game or is it an expansion?
It's a standalone full game.
It is.
It's a sequel to a Borderlands 2 DLC, which was so popular because it was D&D themed that they said, okay, we're going to make a full game out of this.
Okay.
So they did, yeah. That's it.
Oh,
about you, Ryan?
So I kind of have two, but I'll do them real quick. The first one, real quick. I just recently watched the Halo television show. The first episode came out I think a day or two ago.
Oh shit! How is it?
I liked it.
Yeah?
And that's what's surprising me about it, because I didn't really have a lot of faith in how you can actually do a television show on Halo, like in terms of having Master Chief. There's a lot of lore in Halo, and they could do a lot of good stuff without Master Chief, but they were doing the Master Chief run, but they're kind of doing something very unique with it and putting a little twist on it where you don't get that from the game series.
Okay.
And I won't really say anything more other than it is very good. However, it does like to do the trope that the Doom movie did, where it pans into first-person view.
I think that sounds wonderful.
I hate that so much.
I can watch Hardcore Henry like every week for the rest of my life.
But Hardcore Henry's different, right? There's no UI layout or anything when he was like running around and doing that stuff. So they literally like take the UI
like Iron
mapping
Man style
of like,
kind of
well,
thing?
no, like fucking Halo when you're playing it in first person. Obviously, you're playing it in first person. It's literally that UI layout. It even has the freaking shield thing at the top. So when it goes into first person, you see the radar there, you see the shield, you see how many grenades you have, you see like all that stuff, like all the stuff you normally see in your visor HUD when you play the game. And I'm like, I get you're trying to be, you know, kind of true to the game, but you don't need to do that. Like, it didn't need to be done, and it seems very cheesy to do that. Right. However, that is a minor gripe. What they're doing with it, I'm very impressed, and we'll see what they do further. The main thing for me was a little game called Tunic.
Okay.
I've been playing. It's on the Xbox Game Pass if you have it. You play as a little fox. It's super cute, but it's a Legend of Zelda-esque game. But the cool kind of twist on it is that the in-game world is all gibberish. You don't know what is being said. You read a sign, it looks gibberish. You hear someone talking to you, it's all gibberish because it's all in that language. But you find throughout the world pages of an instruction manual, old school instruction manual, like you would find, like have from the, you know, like old NES days, where you would open it up and here's a page with the map. And then you have to find the other page of the map. And then you like, and you flip through it and it's colorful and it's like, and it shows you, oh yeah, this is how you attack. This is all that in the manual itself and stuff like that. So it's got this kind of,
is that kitschy kind of thing? I mean, it sounds like it might be annoying.
It's a little like, so a little kitschy. I could say that like in the sense of like, would it be better if they upfront give it to you? Yeah. Is it kind of charming though? Yeah. I kind of like the idea that I'm getting pages of an instruction manual. And
that seems subjective. I feel like that would bug the bejesus out of me.
For me, it's more of like, because stuff you get from those instruction manuals, you already know how to do as a player of a game that you play, like you play billions of games, like you know that this does this, does this. But the instruction manual will help guide you, but then it will show you something that maybe you didn't know. Like, well, if you hold, you know, A makes you dodge, but if you hold down A, then you actually run. But I wouldn't have known that unless I just trialed and errored or if I found it in the instruction manual.
Okay, fair enough.
So really cool art style, very pretty. It's a fun game. It's a good game I'm relaxing to while I'm still trying to beat Elden Ring.
Are you going to give up?
I want to shelf it. I really want to shelf it. I had talked about shelving it. I'm trying something else, though. I'm trying something that I didn't think I was going to do with that game. Okay. And not to go further into Elden Ring, I just respect.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if that I'm going to see if that rejuvenates my enthusiasm for the game, because maybe I've been playing in this mode for so long, I'm just freaking jaded.
Yeah.
And I need something new. And as soon as I respec'd and I got this little faith spell that shoot lightning bolts everywhere and it like clears out an entire area, I'm like, oh, I like this. And it's like, oh, I think I dig this.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. JK.
So
Hey, do you think you'll play Elden Ring?
no.
Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Elden Ring?
I'm aware of this game. It's probably beyond me. So recently a show on Amazon Prime came out with their second season, but I missed it in the first go. So I'm just circling back to this called Upload. Have you guys heard of it?
It's a comedy, right?
Yeah. It is a comedy. It's by Greg Daniels, who I think was tied into the Office, amongst other series. The gist of it is, prior to your death, you can pay to have your consciousness uploaded to a virtual world.
Kathy watched this stuff.
It was pretty darn cool. It's interesting. It's kind of got some social commentary there because if you don't have the money to spend on this virtual world, you're kind of limited in what you can do. There is pay to play in the afterlife. And it's also a bit, there appears to be a bit of a murder mystery going on. The main character is unexpectedly dead. And so how he got there leaves a little bit to be seen. But if you're in this virtual world, you can actually communicate back to the real world. You can actually have your avatar make cell phone calls to people that are alive. You have a handler in the real world that you can communicate back and forth with. So it's been fun.
It's like the idea from Black Mirror, that San Junipero episode.
Very much.
Yeah. That was cool.
Greg Daniels is one of those guys with a pedigree because The Office, The Simpsons, like anything that he does, I'm going to check out. And we watched the first season of that. So, yeah.
I got a tangent here. That San Junipero episode, that was like their award-winning big boy one, right?
Which confused me because I thought there were way better Black Mirror episodes. Yeah.
Thank you. I feel validated now.
I do think that the episode where he fucks a pig is much better.
I like Nosedive, the one with Ron Howard's daughter where they're rating everybody.
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing. Yeah.
Yep. Anyways, I'm just
hang the DJ.
I'm good. I don't need to like go deep into Black Mirror episodes and stuff. San Junipero, don't get me wrong, it was like clever and good, or whatever. But come on. They did some cool shit with that one. You know what I mean? Like, what was that one where they had that kid kept on getting messages to go do awful shit?
Oh, that was called Shut Up and Dance.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that
one was amazing. Yeah. Holy crap. Anyways.
Radiohead song at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Yeah.
That was the icing on the cake.
Yep.
Dwayne, what was your flavor of the week, my man?
So I'm going to do two quick. One is...
just kidding. Go ahead.
No, Ryan got to do two.
Only Ryan gets to do that.
Wrong.
So recently there was a sequel to a 1981 board game called Dark Tower released called Return to Dark Tower.
Yeah.
It is fantastic. It is so much better than it should be. My son is obsessed with it, which means it's a board game that I get to play often.
Excellent.
So it's a little co-op with an electronic app-based tower in the center. On top of that, as usual, I'm playing Age of Empires 4. It's part of my daily routine. Get dressed.
How you liking it?
It is the best almost complete RTS.
Okay.
There are things that any standard RTS should have, like the ability to choose player color and things like that. Not in the game.
Wow.
That's coming down the road. It's fine. So they released like a shell of a game, and I can't pull myself away from it.
Gotcha.
Because I can take a lunch break and play a 30-minute round.
See, I should have talked to you about this when this game first came out, because I got the advice from these two assholes who were like, No,
there are much better versions. Not only are there better RTSs, there are better versions of Age of Empires out there.
I personally like AoE 3 better than I like
AoE
4.
3 is
trash.
3 seems like an unsung hero because 2, like everybody gets all obsessed with 2 and like, oh yeah, Age of Empires 2, we're memes. Yeah. Age of Empires 3 is a fucking awesome game.
It is.
Like, I don't understand why people are talking about that one more.
People that think Nickelback sucks. Nickelback is awesome.
I think it's one of those things. If you had not called it Age of Empires, nobody would complain about it because it's a solid game. It doesn't feel like an age game.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
The opinion that Nickelback is awesome is not shared by everyone on the podcast. Just disclaimer there.
It's standing in line for things you're never gonna see.
We're gonna get sued. Stop.
I'm totally
Sounded
unshameful.
too real.
So I'm gonna beg your listeners, if you play AoE 4, come look for me online, Dr. Worm 75.
Okay, and then get beat up by you. That doesn't sound fun.
Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
All right, fair enough. Oh God, it's me now. I was telling I've legitimately been very busy. I've had a lot of things going, and I have filled most of my free time with Elden Ring, and it's not okay to talk about things we've already talked about. Even though, and you'll listen back, I don't think I've ever officially said Elden Ring is my.
You can do it. Yeah, you can do it right now.
But I'm not going to. Okay. Instead, what I'm going to do is, I don't know, screw it. I am going to talk about There Will Be Blood. Ooh. And how it's, I think, one of my favorite movies of all time at this point.
You're a bastard in a basket.
I realize that I love really well done protagonists that are not good people, and that you like. Especially the ones that you like wrote
Daniel Day-Lewis.
I love Daniel Day-Lewis. That's for sure. But it also made me think of, you know what I associate with There Will Be Blood immediately?
New York, man.
No, do you know what I associate? He's of course incredible. Yeah. But you know what I associate There Will Be Blood with is I immediately associate it with Founder. It's that same kind of like falling in love with like a character in like a weird way, and then they're just awful.
Well, you're not rooting for them by any means.
Right.
Yeah.
By the end of it, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I supported this guy throughout this entire experience, which feels very real, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because there's people in your life all the time that you experience that you root for the main character kind of thing. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh,
what am I doing?
Am I a bad person?
I think it's fun when you're rooting for a character and all of a sudden you find yourself going, oh, wait, I shouldn't be. This is not a good guy. And Breaking Bad is a perfect example of that.
I like The Founder in the sense that like it made me realize fast food, because I mean, I grew up with fast food, obviously. Fast food was
evil.
Well, it was a relatively new like concept during that time. And the fact that he goes up, Roy Kroc goes up or whatever, and Ray Kroc. And he orders a sandwich and then he sits down. He expects it to take a while and then it's just there. And he's like, what?
It's like hearing people talk about like lining up for arcade games and shit like that.
But it's novel. It's novel. It's something that you look back and you go, man, like holy shit.
It's nice to get that perspective, right?
Like it's good to get that perspective.
That being said, too, Daniel Day-Lewis is fucking incredible.
Paul
that
Dano.
movie is fucking incredible. Paul Dano is fucking incredible. That scene
he's in a new movie right now, Tim.
He's in Batman.
He's
the Riddler.
Acclaim.
Yeah, we talked about his last episode.
Oh, I should listen.
Well, I did it as my flavor of the week, but I did it as I am happy if you're happy that you like that movie.
Ryan, you and I have had much discussion on this.
That scene in There Will Be Blood where I don't know, Daniel Day-Lewis is forced to go to church and the acceptance of Christ kind of thing. Yeah, that whole scene from start to finish with the two of those actors in at the front of the like right there in the middle of the show is one of the best scenes filmed in the history of film. And I'll just throw that
also that guy from No Country for Old Men who was the bad guy. That was a really good. That was a really good. Bad
I love how Ryan says stuff wrong. It's so great.
No. What's his face?
No, you said No Country from Old Man.
I said from Old Man,
or for Old Man. Both of them are wrong.
Which one is better?
Well, one doesn't exist. So here we go.
I killed Tim.
I want to say when we did our episode with Gamers Week and Ryan asked the question about the landfill, the landfill where all the games were buried, and he said Almengordo, New Mexico. And as he was saying it, I was like, I know he's saying that wrong, but I don't know what the real thing is. And when I went to edit, it's Alamo Gordo. But he said like Almond Gordo.
It was Gary Oldman's.
That is correct.
It was Gary Oldman's.
Ryan, you make me laugh so much that my throat hurts now. So thank you.
I think you mean Anton Chigurh, the character in No Country for Old Men.
Gary Oldman.
Anyways, excuse me. There Will Be Blood is my flavor of the week. It's a wonderful movie. I know this is dated or whatever, but it is the one break I gave myself from either the shit I've had to do or Elden Ring. It was There Will Be Blood. So I'm just gonna, because I've seen it like 10 times at this point at least. That's how much I love that movie.
Did you rewatched it this week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad you brought it up because I have not seen it. And it's something that I know I want to see. I immediately put it on my little reminder list.
It's actually leaving Netflix soon, so go check it out. But like before it's too late, I think at the end of the month.
You know what springs me in action more than anything else is a deadline. So that's perfect.
Noted. Okay, so we need to do. Next time we have you guys on, we'll put timers on all this shit. Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Another Radiohead tie-in. Johnny Greenwood did the soundtrack for that movie, which is fucking. Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
That was
know
one of
that.
the first movies he ever scored.
Never mind. I could rant about this fucking movie. The soundtrack itself is if you heard it on its own, you wouldn't give a shit about it. You'd be like, okay, sure, whatever. But in the context of the film, it's incredible. Like Like, it's absolutely incredible. Anyways,
Nice.
that's
good
my flavor of the
movie.
week, and that's our flavors of the week. So yeah, thanks for sharing, everybody.
Yay.
We got to do a quick segment real quick. Guys, it's time to own up to this past month. We are now the last episode of the month of March. So we need to talk about our monthly challenges.
And I have heard nothing about Tim's experience with The Last of Us, too.
I have not said a goddamn word.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why.
didn't say
Because
one
I
thing.
had that experience in the past 2 days.
Oh, interesting.
You know what's great is when you issue a challenge that they can be like the day before, I'll do it.
Deadlines.
You know what? That's on you guys. not on me.
I was challenged to play 5 new board games. I went out.
I made a really terrible challenge to Kenny.
I went out to one of Tim's.
easily.
Yeah, I went out to one of Tim's events, and I played 4 of them. And then when I got here tonight, this evening to record, I played the last one. The games
I actually helped him with
Shout
it.
out to Gong real quick, because three of the 4 people at this table alongside of me right now, I've met through.
There's 5 people at this
Excuse me, 3 of 4 people that are
There's
not me
2
at this
people.
table. I met through Gong. So
That's
go out, meet some board gamers, man. That's all I have to say
Board
about
gamers are the fucking salt of the earth, dude.
Gong Nashville.
Seriously.
GongNashville.com.
that. GongNashville.com. You got it. Yeah. If you're in Nashville, come play some games with us and come hang out. I will guarantee be there. JK will likely be there. Dwayne may be there, and Ryan depends on his mood.
Yeah. And I'm not, I'm bad at
The
trivia.
games I played
What do I know?
were For Sale, which was really
Good
fun.
choice.
Well done,
Yeah.
good choice.
The monster one that I don't remember the name of.
Monstrology.
Monstrology.
Yeah.
That was
Nobody
really-
likes that one.
I didn't
but I
try
just
that
sat through
one.
it.
It's not good.
Nobody likes it? I like that one.
Oh, did you like that one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I
Oh,
haven't played
there
with
you
anybody
go.
that's
There
enjoyed
you
it
go.
yet so far.
Yeah,
So
you
we'll
put
see.
out pictures of different monsters, and you're kind of having to apply traits to them on a different card, and then everyone else at the table has to guess which monster you're talking about from the 5 or whatever, how many ever.
It's
captures
like
the monster.
monster profiling.
Monster profiling, yeah, basically, yeah.
Exactly. The attack defend game, which I also don't remember the name of.
Swords?
That was great.
Swords, boy, man, I love swords.
You haven't busted
Dwayne,
that
have you ever
out.
played
in
swords
a
yet?
familiar with
So
it.
I bought
We should do
swords
that
back
after
in
this.
2017, I think. I think I even kickstarted it or something like that. It was a very simple game. It's very simple. And I brought it out to several events, and then I put it somewhere on that shelf, and then did not clean that shelf for several years, at least 3 to 4 years, right? And then finally I cleaned it and I found this game again. I've been bringing it back out because it's a super quick, easy, fun, slightly complicated, but not too complicated
it's
game
good.
to just quickly play.
I'll
I
put it
love
on the
So I'm
list.
glad
It
you got
sounds
the
good.
experience of playing swords.
Sword's probably my favorite one out of all of these. honestly.
Nice.
I loved it. Yeah. The sushi game, which I'll
Sushi Go.
Sushi Go. And when I got here tonight, me and Ryan played a round of Lucky Numbers.
I gotta give a shout out to. Do you have the horn? The shout out. The shout out to Ryan, who didn't need to help Kenny with this challenge, but did it anyways.
I think it was he was on the cusp. He was 4, and
was on the ropes.
I'm not gonna screw him over with that. But what was do you remember the name of the game we played?
Lucky Numbers.
Lucky Numbers.
Well done.
Lucky
Yeah.
Numbers. Lucky Numbers is actually fantastic. I recommend that for any family wanting to just get a family friendly game in. It's just numbers 1 through 20, and you're trying to get them vertically and horizontally on a board. It's like a 5x5 board, and so you're just trying to get them to put them sequentially in horizontal and vertical.
Yeah,
and
seems pretty
first
simple.
person to
Yeah.
fill it up wins.
Now,
Very
Ryan,
simple.
The last family game you recommended for me was Twilight Imperium, and that did not go over well with my
No,
family.
I was trying to think of a word that sounded like family, but it doesn't really work. It's the
That's amazing.
yeah, I couldn't do it.
Oh, well.
Twilight Imperium is great.
While you're talking, tell us about your monthly
Oh
challenge.
boy, I'll tell you. I did 3 TikToks and I said fuck no, and then
I want to see these.
I will show you those
I
TikToks,
actually- I'm
and
not
I will
gonna lie,
post
dude.
those TikToks on our
On Instagram.
Please tell me their dance routines.
Oh my
yes.
God. I think Ryan could be a TikTok star.
For what it's worth, Ryan, can I just say something real quick
Yes.
about your early efforts? I loved the idea of just you being in your chair, and I was like, man, if he does this every night,
Yeah.
this could be not only just something I'd enjoy, but people out there would totally enjoy.
So the premise was my profile was called Guy in a Recliner, and I was actually every TikTok was going to be my recliner at my place, and I was just going to do something random,
Yep.
like something just guy in a recliner doing this, guy in a recliner doing that, or whatever. And I just did not fucking like TikTok. Like, I just hated having to come up with a concept and be like, and then I'd like go on TikTok and I see the top one and I'm like, I fucking hate this shit. Like, it is so dumb.
It sounds like you're doing TikTok
Because
right
I'm
to
not
me.
a hot girl that is going like, here, you know, this
Hey,
is
man,
what
you could be if you
like,
tried.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, what is this? And so
I get it. It was a tough challenge.
I will graciously take the hit on that, but it doesn't mean that I don't want to pursue other social media means.
Sure. Fair enough.
I just did not like TikTok at all.
That's fair. And you know, there's definitely a catch-up mechanic in this game because you next month you'll be issuing me a challenge.
Yeah.
So if, you know, you didn't like TikTok and you hold it against me, here's your chance to take some
I
revenge.
think again, our challenges should be something
JK, you're on TikTok, right?
No.
I would love if JK's like, yo, I'm on the latest
Are you talking
TikTok.
about the clock on the wall over there?
Are you saying the ticky cock?
I'm not a TikTok guy. I am an Instagram guy.
Instagram, yeah.
You know
Yeah,
who is
that's
on
where it's at.
TikTok? At the Leetist.
Yeah.
That's maybe like, are you smarter than Elite Gamer?
Are we playing another game?
I have posted some TikToks, and I'll probably be posting more on there.
You're
yeah.
good.
So
You're
working on
good. I mean, you're good at it. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Well, anyways, I guess, you know, kudos for trying, man. I appreciate the effort.
I'll take the L, but I do appreciate getting me to do something that I, in a million years, would never have done. I would never have posted a TikTok without that challenge. And it got me to understand a little bit more of what makes people love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it made me go, yeah, it's just not for me.
Okay.
Were you
Fair.
just sitting in the chair? Like, was there activity to this?
No, well, I mean, the first
You
one,
like spin the camera. It was like Sundays, am I right? And you just spin the camera over, and it was Bob's Burgers on TV.
and then I was like, I'm right. Like,
That's
it was
brilliant.
Like
The
that,
one that I
or-
saw was like, here I am. I'm about going to do some impressions that I know. Okay, here's the first one. And then it just...
I started off, it was like, because it was a 15-second one. It's like, all right, I've been asked a lot to do 10 impressions in the 10 seconds. I'd like to like and subscribe to this. And then it cuts off. Like before, I'm like, here, Jack Nicholson, or I was about to say like the first celebrity, and then it just cuts off.
This sounds
Ryan, for
brilliant.
what it's worth,
This all sounds
what
good.
it's worth, like you came up with some great shit. Like it was gold.
I could do bits, but I like coming up with a concept every day.
You need to do it
was
as like a
my
thing you're
God,
constantly thinking
it's
about.
like,
I understand that that's not something that you want to constantly think about, but I think if you wanted to find a niche in that, you could totally.
I could do it.
You could totally
could
find it.
definitely.
So I got the video game challenges out of the way that I wanted to do. So my future ones will probably be more creative than just having someone play a video
Please
game.
stop making us play these games.
But this previous one, which is the last one I'll do for a while, was asking Tim to play
boy.
4 hours of The Last of Us 2.
Sure. Okay. So I did. I did. I gave the old college try. I woke up early Thursday morning and played 2 hours of it, and I woke up early this morning and played 2 hours of it, so I'd meet my quota. And here's what I found. The first day that I woke up and played through that game, I was having a miserable time. I did not care about any of that story. I watched the video of the backstory, did not care much for the backstory of the original one or anything like that.
Had you played the original one?
I had played half of the original one kind of thing, and then I watched the rest of the story kind of thing.
Same.
And
Actually, literally the same as me.
and like, I mean, it was very people drama kind of thing, like, and learning the abilities and stuff like that. And I'm just not much into people drama. That's just me as a human being. Like, I can't escape that. That's just, if it does not have like at least a healthy dose, if not a majority of humor in it, I have a hard time with it. And that's I would actually call that a character flaw of mine. I feel like I could enjoy more medias if that was not something that helped me keep my
I
focus.
need some funnies, like There Will Be Blood.
Exactly. Yes, actually, yes. And
There's
the
some
more I watch that
yucks in
movie,
that.
the more I laugh at that movie.
Really? Okay.
There's
Yes.
some yucks in that movie.
Yes, there's some very serious like things in that and stuff, but
then
the
you get
stuff that
bowling
is
balls
funny
thrown at
is
you.
so fucking funny
Yeah.
that it hurts my gut.
That's true.
Like, and that's the thing about There Will Be Blood. That's unforgettable. So with this stuff, it was very people drama focused in the first 2 hours that I played, and I was like, okay, fine.
So then you got to the gameplay finally.
Finally got to the gameplay.
Yeah.
The big event happened at the end of my
Right.
first 2 hours, and then the second 2 hours was
Little
like
open world area.
world area thing that I was exploring. Okay. It's good. It's good. It's a good game. It's a decent game, and it's very well made, and it's beautiful.
I can't imagine what it looks like on that TV.
It looks really good on my TV. I think if I were, no, I don't want to say it that way. What I want to say is there are a lot of mechanics that game focuses on that are not my favorite mechanics. I'm not going to say I dislike them. They're just not my favorite mechanics in games. And it really all those mechanics fit together did not make for a fun experience for me.
Sure.
So the looting in that game, especially opening a drawer and there's nothing in there, was enraging. Okay. Like that I'm going to get the negative out on that one because it's one thing to make me loot shit in the game. It's another thing to make me open things and get no reward for it.
Who didn't put something in this drawer?
You know what would be better than nothing? Anything.
Yeah.
At least give me the drawer.
My patience was, the funny thing about this, my patience was a little thin, so the stealth wasn't really appealing to me. But that's me because I get into stealths every now and then. And then I'll get hooked into one, and then I don't want to play stealth for a while. I'd rather get right to the thing. So the stealthy stuff in that really didn't super appeal to me at this moment. But I could see myself possibly coming back to this game at a later date when I find myself in the mood to do something like that again. Also, the last thing that definitely needs to be brought up is that I cannot play this game in the living room and Kathy sit and enjoy it with me. Like we talked about last week with Elden Ring. She can sit and watch me die over and over again and enjoy it. But when we play this game, the violence of this game is so realistic and so traumatizing.
Brutal. Yeah.
We got to the scene where the explosion happened when they were jumping over a little fence.
Yeah.
And that was it for Kathy.
Yeah.
That's the end of that one. And spoiler alert, a horse blows up. And that's not okay. In this house, it kind of ruins gaming experience.
That's not even the worst animal thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's two dogs that you
right,
at least one dog. You have to kill.
and
God, this sounds like such a fun game.
So, anyways, all those things put together, kind of thing, has made it so that if I play this game again, it'll probably be at 10 p.m. After Kathy's gone to bed and I'm in the mood for just sneaking around, because I'll give it credit where credit's due. The acting in it, the storyline in it is incredible. From what I understand, what they do with how they do it is incredible. The gunplay actually was a little annoying on console kind of thing. I almost wish I had a keyboard and mouse to do the gunplay in it. But I feel like that's something I would just get used to, like you would with any other shooter game. So overall, I will say it was not a bad experience, and it actually might be something that I'll get back to at some
Considerably better gameplay than the first one.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Did you like the Uncharted series at all?
Yes, I did. I liked Uncharted 4 a lot.
They're more comical. They're more lighthearted a lot of times.
More lighthearted.
Yeah, I think that's probably because they do have similar combat.
Oh my God! When Uncharted 4 got into the relationship drama, I was like, "Fucking gag me with a spoon."
Hey, they play Crash Bandicoot in that episode.
Yeah, they do play Crash Bandicoot. Yeah. So I do appreciate the challenge, and I don't regret having played those 4 hours.
Right. I'll say that trying to go back to games in general, or Horizon in my experience right after Elden Ring, has been a little hard.
Yeah.
Just for open world games.
I do want to give that new Horizon a try.
That's
actually,
fun.
I think that it seems like I would enjoy the gameplay of it, and I'm very much a podcast gamer, right? So I just skip cutscene, just get me to the game, and I'll just play it, and I may enjoy it.
Combat's fantastic. There's a paraglider. That's always fun.
Paragliders are amazing. It should be in every game.
Well, we're approaching the end of the show since you guys haven't said anything in a while, and we've been bullshitting about crap. What is your guys' favorite games? If you had a top 2 or 3,
What's some that stand out particularly?
Yeah.
Oh God! In the arcades, I mean, we already kind of called it Dig Dug, Dragon's Lair. Those on consoles, Final Fantasy VII was kind of a game changer for me. That kind of opened up the whole Final Fantasy series.
Sure.
Grand Theft Auto really did the same.
Which one? First one?
Grand Theft Auto 3?
Was
that the
First
one that was
open
in
world?
Yeah.
That was the only open world I didn't play. I started with Vice City personally.
That was really cool.
I got pulled in by the siren song of Ray Liotta's voice.
In terms of RPGs, character building, Ultima, that series was fantastic for me.
Yeah.
I always hear Todd Howard talking about Ultima, how that was his big inspiration.
Kathy played the fuck out of Ultima. If you ever want to talk about Ultima online sometime, talk with Kathy.
Yeah. So what is so Ultima was that MMORPG that was kind of Was it the first? I think it was the
It may have
first.
been one of the
MMO,
first. It was right up there.
It was right up there, right?
No,
Yeah.
I preceded it. So Ultima, like the first 7 games were just a simple point and click campaign.
I played Ultima Runes of
Simple.
Virtue, which I think was a Game Boy game.
Oh, so Ultima started as like a point and click adventure game?
regular game.
No, he means like it was not a point and click adventure. He was generalizing.
What do you mean, JK?
An action adventure.
It was not very action oriented.
there you go.
was
All right.
choose your action, do this.
Yeah.
The first MMO that I did was Dungeons and Dragons Online. That was
D&D Online. Yeah. That was
which
all right.
he will rant about for a very long time.
really
Yeah.
I went through so many like MMORPGs in my this is fucking too many of those.
But you, Dwayne O'Mac.
So arcade wise, we mentioned was Pac-Man, one of my favorites. Also, Root Beer Tapper's right up there.
Yeah.
Just like something where you have to constantly, like your brain is constantly working, like
Sure.
what you have to do next. And next.
Assembly line.
Yeah, that's a solid
drown out
one.
all my problems playing this game.
Legend of Zelda is probably my favorite old school console, and
Yeah.
then like as far as just something to go back to, kind of put on those comfortable pants and shirt. It's the
Night
classic
Trap.
Command and Conquer, Night Trap.
Command and Conquer? I've heard you talk about Command
I
and
do
Conquer
like
before.
the
Yeah.
Command and Conquer. Yeah.
Did you like any of the sequels of them and everything? Or did you
I play everything. 4 is the only one that I'd probably pass on a replay, but everything else is super solid. Ryan and Night Trap.
Well, I watched. This is during pandemic times, like really at the early start, and Dwayne was streaming Night Trap, and I was watching him play it, and because he had you had a way of playing that game, and I was like, you know what, this is a fun concept for a game. They should do more with, like, not saying it has to be FMV, but like you could do something interesting with like setting traps and stuff like that in a game where you have to monitor stuff.
Yeah, it's not the same style of gameplay, but I feel like the evolution of that game has come around with Her Story, and there's another one kind of by the same
Story.
Oh yeah, I played Her Story.
Is that an FMV?
It's like you're watching a girl get interrogated and you're trying to figure out a murder.
I think I own that. I haven't tried it yet. I think I've got it on GOG.
Okay. Yeah, maybe worth a check out. Because like I think that's a cool concept of like kind of you can miss things in what's happening in the game if you're not paying attention.
Absolutely,
It's like
yeah.
that's a
If
really
you've got 8 streams going on at the same time.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And Double Switch, which is by the same company, are both on Nintendo Switch now. So if you want to check those out, they're available.
Check them out.
Thank you guys for joining us, and we're actually not even going to let you go yet because we're going to make you stick around to play another game. Which we're going long. I don't care. We're going to release a bonus episode later in the week with another game for you guys, taking advantage of our friends being here to play games upon games on the Leetist podcast, which is what we do here.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter at TheLeetist and on Instagram and on TikTok. On Twitter specifically, we do daily trivia for a chance to win a set of SteelSeries Arctis 1 wireless headset. It's not a set. I keep on headphones is what's in my head, but headset is what it actually
Don't
is.
they call
it's
them
not a set.
headsets?
It's a real thing.
Or cans.
Hey, can.
So far, it is literally coming down to the finish line for the month of March between one of our guests and one of our listeners. So big shout out to the two of you guys. Keep it going. Also, the rest of you, try to spoil it all for them. That's all I recommend on that one. And then in the month of April, we got a whole new thing planned. I'm really excited about that too. So yeah, definitely check us out at TheLeetist on Twitter.
At The Leetist, we play games about video games. Tim, what's your game called that we're putting in this bonus show?
The King of Retrovia.
Keep your eye on the podcast feed for the King of Retrovia.
What an
Tim's
amazing
game.
name.
I'm so glad you didn't say something like Tim's Quest.
That would have been stupid.
Like, that would be
That would have been completely stupid.
So we'll see you then, guys.
All right. Thanks again, guys.